Hello, AD. It's me, Nymphia Wind, your current reigning champion of season 16 of RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm gonna be your godmother for today, and we're gonna take you on a tour on the set of RuPaul's Drag Race. And here, in this maxi challenge, you're gonna have some behind-the-scenes scoop on where magic happens and where icons are born. Insert glitter on the hands. I am standing in the alleyway, and here is where the queens line up before they walk into the workroom. Now, I remember standing here before my first time walking in, and all I could think to myself was, just enjoy the moment. As I walked through the banana peel first and walked out, did my little iconic shuffle, slipped on the banana peel, and fell, while all the other queens thought I actually fell. And here I was, created a iconic entrance, if I say so myself. Bananas. This workroom has created so many drag icons and has created so many memorable and iconic moments for queer people. Everyone gets their own little closet area to hang up all their life's work, their clothes. So these golden doors beside me, this is the Ru door, where Ru walks in and says, "Good morning. It's time for a new challenge." And also to note, ladies and gentlemen, this was the first time when you walk into the workroom that you would meet Ru. It's such a gag moment. Hello, hello, hello! Because you always see Mama Ru on TV for so long, and to actually see the doors open in real life and her walking down those stairs in her beautiful suit is such a moment to remember. Also in these workrooms, on the walls, you could see Mama Ru everywhere, because she is here to remind us how we must strive to be like Mama Ru.
She already had her.
I miss this so much.
Welcome, squirrel friends. For the first time in Drag Race history, our incredible cast and crew will be giving you a gag-worthy behind-the-scenes tour. But please, be careful not to slip on the charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent, because baby, it's everywhere.
Amen. And Mama Ru didn't tell everybody, but she secretly told me, Nymphia Wind. No, she would say Banana Queen. No, actually, correction, Banana Girl. Today's Maxi challenge for you is to give a tour with AD and don't f it up.
This workroom is very synthetic, very over the top, almost surreal. There are not a lot of spaces in the real world that are this big with this many stage lights. I think it's really charming that they let them come in one by one, because it is a little bit overwhelming just to be in this space that they have fantasized about being for such a long time.
I remember walking in and seeing the whole space of the workroom. I said to myself, this workroom is actually massive. Because on camera, you only see a side. There are spaces for you to walk around, prance, and just be yourself. And here, we are at the mirror, where you paint your face. This is where the girls kiki. This is where relationships are built. And these are the moments where vulnerability can really happen.
I never got that much time with my dad after we made up and he saw what drag could be.
Girl. Can we all give you a hug?
A huge portion of the show is actually shot in a camera hide that is behind two-way mirrors. So when the queens are doing their makeup, we're actually looking at them directly in the face because our mirrors can see them, but they can't see us.
It's always historic that the eliminated queen of that episode writes on the mirror. And I, fortunately enough, didn't have to do it because I was never eliminated. But now I get to have the full experience of Drag Race because now AD has me writing on the mirror because they tried to sashay me away. But, here goes my message. AD, this is actually harder than I thought. So I ran out of lipsticks, but what it says on the mirror is, AD, you are bananas. Love you.
The inspirations for the show come from all sorts of places. Like we might need to design a tacky mansion, or we might need to design a park, but a lot of times we're always trying to figure out how to make it draggier, and that's probably a word that we use daily. It could be a basketball, and somebody is like, can you make it draggy? And so I think the whole team has become accustomed to preparing themselves to make all of the props draggier, and that's probably something that doesn't exist on any other show.
In Bruno's Golden Hopper are 11 balls with your names on them. Let's go.
We're an art department. We do a lot of custom fabrication and we augment a lot of store-bought things. So we have an entire massive assortment of glitter and sparkly things, and there is no limit to what we can add glitter and sequins to. And most of the props that come through the space end up getting glitter at some point. We use a lot of hot colors, we use a lot of bright colors, we use a ton of sequins, and I don't think that's ever going to change. I think it's important that when the audience is flipping through the channels, that it's instantly recognizable. The show is actually really zany and pretty random. We have a massive assortment of strange props. We have all sorts of unconventional things that you would not think that you would need on a drag show, but with drag, anything goes. I don't know why we have so many traffic cones, and of course, dress forms, musical instruments, furniture, and more. Production design on Drag Race is really unique. I think in a lot of ways, our show resembles a sketch comedy show. And a lot of times if something could be funnier or it could be more witty, there are a lot of changes on the fly. We would have maybe about a week for any sort of big build. But once in a while, if Mama Ru really wants to see something happen, we're gonna have to take a hard turn and we're just gonna have to make it happen. The general prep time for a bigger episode is anywhere from a day to a week.
Welcome, everyone. We are here at the Untucked Lounge, where everything comes untucked. Where all the drama happens, where everyone lets loose, take their shoes off, let their tights out. And we're here just chilling, lounging, kikiing, drinking, and most importantly, remembering the lip sync song. You know those moments in Untucked Lounge when you just see the people lounging and kikiing, drinking, and having a chat, and then behind you can see 2 queens or 3 on their little headphones. Just, practicing, because, no one wants to go home. I have to spill the beans. After season 16, this new set has grown in size. The Untucked Lounge has become way bigger, way more spacious.
Our Untucked Lounge is pretty much entirely full of Easter eggs. We decorate it solely with scenery and props from previous episodes.
We have this shiny mop, because who doesn't like gay shit? And the shade button is still here, but very unpressable. In the spirit of Untucked, we're gonna f shit up. Let's go. Before you walk onto the main stage, you're gonna look into the mirror and say to yourself, you got this, bitch, because you are what? That bitch. The energy behind the main stage is always, to me, very serious and a moment to reflect and calm your nerves and to take deep breaths. And you know what? Just have fun, because you have nothing left to lose. And then you would walk out, hit the main stage, and the rest is history!
This particular year, we moved to a new stage. There was literally no flooring, no walls. And so we took a template from previous years just to figure out what the optimal camera angles are, and those didn't change. When I was thinking about what this set should look like, I was really inspired by the beautiful building on Hollywood Boulevard that's in Art Deco style. And I just thought that it would be really incredible to nod to that style, especially because we're in Los Angeles. A lot of Art Deco buildings have a bit of a crown on the facade, and I thought since, This is very much a show about pageantry and beauty as much as it is about, humor and talent. I kind of wanted to create a set that had a little bit of a crown and was a modern take on an Art Deco building. But we decided to incorporate a floor that lights up in a T shape. That way, when you have your queen on the right and you have your queen on the left, they're able to go head to head, but when we're trying to de-emphasize the T shape, we can turn the lights off and then the stage can be a little bit more of a blank palette.
This is where icons are born. This is where it all goes down. Sweat, tears, dreams shattering, dreams being built, everything happens on the main stage.
And let's be honest, drag is already over the top enough as it is. And so I think the goal is always to make sure that the queen really shines. We want to make sure our scenery is taking a back seat because there's just so much to appreciate in drag and everybody's really just paying attention to the queens. So I think the goal is for the scenery not to be distracting.
What you also don't see on the film set is outside of this judging panel, there are also people on the production team viewing you. So in a sense, there is actually an audience.
One of the things we have to accommodate is we have to be able to make sure that a camera person can get everywhere they need to go at any time, which is very hard to predict. These queens might do something hysterical and they might death drop onto the floor. And so we just need to make sure that, the floor is completely clear, that the stage has a lot of vantage points.
In this set, there's probably around 7 to 10 cameras that are filming us. You got Ru's camera, and then there are around 3 to 4 cameras straight facing us all, capturing our faces as we get critiqued or complimented or get sashayed away. And then we have another camera on a crane that flies around, capturing all the magical moments of us queens standing on stage. But before we go onto the main stage, we also have to walk from the workroom to the main stage. And that, sisters, is around a 1.5 block walk in this guiche. But Drag Race is very kind and they have prepared golf carts. But sometimes I just like to walk because I just want to accidentally stumble upon something that I'm not meant to see. One thing on set, whenever there's a queen walking, the production team, the PAs will scream, "Queen's walking! Queen's walking!" I am sitting on the bane of my existence. This is the judging panel, and I am in shock mode right now because I am seeing this whole set in a different lens, the lens of a judge. I feel very powerful. I am sorry, my dear, but you are up for elimination. Oh, I need to do the Ru laugh. Wow, that was a lip sync. Give it up for the lighting crew and all the production team. All right, AD, I have heard enough, but it is my decision to make. And unfortunately, it is time for you to sashay away. Goodbye. You will be missed.
And remember, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen up in here?